Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Decod3rs channel. So tonight, my guest is missing a DeGod, like nice handle, and we need to talk about that too. We're gonna talk about like the X plus Sub-DAO, which is basically the Sub-DAO of like the people who have 10 plus DeGods. And I want to introduce you to that Sub-DAO and explain what we are doing, etc. But before that, let me talk to you about Decod3rs quickly and to explain to you what we are doing on this channel. So basically, we are the first decentralized and community-owned YouTube channel. So what does it mean? It's pretty simple. We are adding a Web3 layers to the creators economy. So for each video that we have on this channel, we are going to mint the thumbnail, raffle it, and if you win it, you will get the ownership of that video, and you will get entitled to a portion of the revenue generated by that video, and the whole channel in general anyway. And again, by doing that, we are going to align the financial incentive between content creators and their community. So that's going to be what's going to lead us for 2023. The best thing you can do right now is to subscribe to the channel, because it's going to be mandatory to the upcoming mints that we will have in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, that's it. Just sit, watch this stream, and enjoy what you're going to see on this stream. Let's welcome Mag and start the show. Thank you. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's going on, man?
How are you doing?
Doing good.
Nice. Yeah, I saw you in the X Plus Discord all day long, man, grinding and sharing some nice ideas with our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, dude, we did I think 6 hours of ECs in X Plus, and then hopping off the Frank Alpha call to do this interview. Yeah. So stoked for it.
Yeah, and it's not even over, man. They're still talking about the nice shit, upcoming shit, with Frank and stuff. That's cool. I'm sorry to take you from that, man.
No, it's cool. I think we got the bulk of it, but yeah, X Plus, man, grinding all day today. Frank included. Very cool.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, and with one of the key members of the Sub-DAO, and that's you, man. You got recommended.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We're all essential, but yeah, I tend to be pretty active.
Yeah, not that, and yeah, thank you for that, because with your activity and what you do, you all pump our bags, man.
Pump the bag, man. Secure the bag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we can start with just you, a quick overview, who you are, and yeah, how did you start with DeGod and maybe even crypto in general?
So for me, I am a legit crypto OG. I'm one of those unfortunate crypto OGs that's not rich. I don't have an island or anything, but I did buy my first Bitcoin for $9. It's a little catchphrase of mine from the past. Spent most of that on some weed on Silk Road that maybe is worth $1 billion now, but that's okay. So I've been in crypto pretty much from the beginning.
Nice.
Was kind of a Bitcoin maxi early on. Kind of missed on all the ETH stuff in 2017. Now you're starting to see why I'm still not rich. So I kind of missed out on that, but hopped on the Soul train kind of just in time for DeGods, and yeah, that's kind of been my crypto passion ever since.
Yeah, DeGods in general, or only, or NFTs and on Solana, all together?
Be honest, I minted a bunch of crap on Sol. I think we all probably minted a bunch of rugs and maybe a couple of gems too. But for me, I'm pretty much a DeGods maxi. I don't hold any other NFTs. I haven't minted an NFT since DeGods, and I'm pretty much all in on D Labs and Dust Labs. I think NFTs are risky enough and volatile enough. So I'm just betting on the smallest blue chip. I kind of see DeGods right now the way ETH was in 2017. Yuga is Bitcoin. Nice. And now, DeGods is kind of that only second chance I think you're going to get at another true blue chip the way that Ethereum was.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's a nice thesis. Being in NFT and betting on just the biggest project on Sol, that was a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't the biggest in the beginning. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of DeGods people don't quite know, but something about the DeGods just latched onto me, and that was always my favorite NFT, and I think always will.
And then, like, how many did you mint like during like the pre-sale and public?
So I minted 4 gods, which is
Okay.
kind of a crazy story. I minted 4 DeGods. One of them is my PFP, which is like winning the lottery. Another one was a Mickey. So I only minted 4. I got 1 Mickey and 1 Grail, and then like 2 4s that I sold. So because that was the other thing about DeGods, is my luckiest mint ever, and it's like the only mint I ever got lucky on, and it's the only project. So it's just perfect.
Yeah, but with that luck, man, you should have minted like the whole Solana ecosystem.
I know, dude. I know. I mean, back then I minted. I was all the soul I had was just whatever that was. Like 3 times 4. That was all my soul. So I spent the last of my soul on DeGods, and that was probably the best investment I ever made.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's definitely, yeah, like we made like what, like 10,000, 20,000% ROI or something. Like that was good.
Yeah, not too bad, right? Only the beginning.
Right.
Only the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like yeah, this year and like yeah, probably up until like 2025, that's gonna be exciting years, at least for like what we can see in the short term. That could be really cool. And yeah, so why DeGod? Yeah, why DeGod? Let's start with that.
Originally, like I said, I don't think I knew. It was just something I latched onto. I think the art style was just different than everyone was doing, giraffes and bears and 10,000 different Bored Ape copies, and DeGods was just different, something I connected with. It was kind of rugged. My life wasn't always easy. I feel like that's a common theme with a lot of DeGod holders is, maybe been through some shit, and that kind of reflects in their PFP. So that's what got me into it originally, was kind of intuition. And then Frank, I mean, love him or hate him, I'm a lover. I think he's one of those guys that's just out there grinding for his holders 24/7.
Yeah.
And you don't see that with a lot of teams. Even a lot of big projects that have a big brand. It's they're putting something out every month or whatever. But Frank's like every day doing something. So kind of the art brought me in, and Frank kept me here.
That's a nice way to say it, man. And even like after the Dead God update, what was your reaction with the art? Like you're even more in love?
Oh, bro, Dead God art. Exactly, fell even more in love. I say my PFP. I'm like, I'm almost afraid of season 3 because like, how can my PFP get any better? So there's some traits people don't like, the sticks in the head and stuff, but for me, I love the season 2 art, and definitely won the lottery with my PFP.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like it's the ape with like the cover, like fuck, what's the name of the attribute?
The Mamba.
Yeah, the Mamba. Yeah, Mamba. That's a nice one.
I should have added that as my thing here, but
pretty low. That's okay, man. Yeah, like people saw it like on the thumbnail of the video, and they're gonna see it for like all the time because that's gonna be the thumbnail of that video. So don't worry, like I'm flexing it for you, man.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And what was your relationship? Like, what were your initial thought about like the paper and the beach tax?
See, that's another funny thing. When I first got into DeGods, and I was super into it from day one, and I'd have friends that were telling me like, the paper and bitch tax like doesn't make any sense mathematically, and I was like, yeah, I know it doesn't make any sense. And they're like, well, why are you bullish? I'm like, I can't explain it. Like it's beyond that. It's bigger than that. So like, I always knew that was kind of dumb and wasn't gonna work, but I didn't care. I was more bullish on the brand than the bitch tax.
Yeah. And like, do you have like business experience in a way? Like, because for me, like, I know that a good founder, no matter what, like the issues, they will have like, they will be able to overcome them. Like, no matter what, they will grind, they will build shit, they will pivot if necessary, right? So if an experiment doesn't work, they will be able to implement something new anywhere, right? So again, like experience failed, we kill it, we do something else, aka dust and dead god, blah blah blah. Like the first shit that they have implemented didn't work, and after the marketplace and all of the shit that like didn't work neither. But like they keep grinding, and that's what you can see where like the real entrepreneurs are, right? So yeah, is that part of your background too, like to show like that kind of pattern in entrepreneurs, or not at all?
No, actually it's not.
Okay.
My life story is a little wild, like definitely not normal. I kind of lived a reckless life in my youth, let's say, and
Yeah.
falling in love with trading, equities trading, and learning TA,
Nice.
and that's what kind of like saved my life. So that's what I've done now for 7 years, and yeah, without
Yes.
trading, I don't know where I'd be. So that's more my background is markets and trading than versus entrepreneurship.
Yeah, oh, that's cool. That makes sense. And Damon had quite like a skill set that was quite helpful in crypto, right? And you said like I saw one of your tweets when you said like you were trading like crypto and also like in the last 7 years, as you said, and you want to go back to like normal trading, like
Yeah,
the
like
other assets.
stocks.
Yeah.
After the
Mm.
FTX thing went
Yeah.
down, I lost a lot of money in the FTX thing.
Shit.
Yeah, after that, I was kind of like done with the foreign exchanges,
Yeah.
and so I tried Coinbase, I tried Kraken, and honestly, they just
Yeah.
kind of suck. So
Yeah.
going back to stock trading, yeah, trade the Nasdaq, trade
Okay.
gold, silver, oil, all that stuff. The cool thing about learning to trade, which by the way, I wouldn't recommend for most people because it's like a lifelong commitment. But once you do know what you're doing, you can pretty much trade any market.
Oh, that's cool. But like yeah, how many years do you need to train yourself and lose money before like being sustainable? And yeah, like you're gonna see on TikTok, yeah, like I made 20K in 5 minutes this morning, but it's probably fake and like create a false impression of like easy money, but like trading is something else, man.
100%. Yeah. I always say I
Yeah.
don't know how anyone could learn trading unless they had to. Like for me, I had to. It was like my life depended on it. But if I had other
Yeah.
options, man, I don't know how you could go through that pain by choice because
Mm.
it's brutal. Anyone that tells you trading is like get rich quick, they're lying to you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. Oh, yeah, and they're gonna burn their accounts like in the next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and like, do you trade like long term or short term? Like, what's the time frame do you trade?
Used to be a more of a swing trader long term.
Okay,
These days, the only thing I hold long term is Dust and DeGods. Everything else is
easy,
like, yeah, easy. Yeah,
easy.
they're really though. I don't hold anything else long term except Dust and DeGods.
Nice.
For my trading, I mean, I'm in and out usually in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, just scalping in and out
That's
of day
cool.
trades.
Okay. So like your days are like on focus on trading, making your easy money, and then you focus on like the X plus Discord.
Pretty much, yeah. Day trade to
Yeah.
pay the rent, and then
Yeah.
make sure DeGods is in the right direction for the retirement plan.
That's a plan, man. I love it. That's good. So yeah, like what role do you have in the X Plus community?
I don't have an official
Hello?
role. I'm not like
Yeah.
on the directors thing. I think they offered me that at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know why. As I was worried I was going to be too busy, but then yeah, I'm in there every day anyway. But no official role. I'm just super active, and I tend to play the role of the holders advocate. So like I'm always just trying to shill for getting value back to the holders, and sometimes I got to go toe to toe with the team. But luckily, Frank and Kevin are actually really open to listening to the community and taking input. So I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, 100%. And like, why, like, if someone like have like a one DeGod, do you think it's worth it like to invest and buy like 9 other DeGod if they can grind their way to this Sub-DAO?
I mean, if you can do it, absolutely. Not only is the DeGods, I think, a great long-term investment. It's probably the best risk reward long-term investment. Long-term, I mean, in the next like 2 years. But yeah, I mean, X Plus, if you're close, if you have 8 DeGods, 7 DeGods, 9 DeGods, get those extra couple DeGods again, X Plus, because the value is pretty much limitless. The community itself and the group of guys in there that's value in and of itself. Like I go in there and just you make friends and talk to people, and then you got the alpha. Like I was saying right before this call, we had a call with Frank and just getting good information and feedback from the team. And then there's all kinds. There's even benefits that I don't use. Like there's all these white lists and perks like that. I don't like I said, I haven't minted anything since DeGods, so I don't mess around with that stuff. But I know that people in there making like thousands of dollars off of these whitelists and airdrops too.
100%. Like, see, like Ryan comments, like he's a commenter of the live. Can I borrow 9 DeGods for a little bit? Like that could be a nice tool, man. Like that we can implement, like But yeah, that's. I'm sorry, Ryan. Like I cherish my DeGods, like Mag. Like I don't want to. They're not leaving my wallet because I need some D points. And like what? Yeah. Like, okay. So like it's basically the connection and everything. But like, what makes like X Plus like one of the best sub-DAO that you can find? I mean, like, yeah, if you are like maxi exposed to the Slab ecosystem, then it makes sense for you to be in, right? But like, yeah, like what makes it like, what are like the best features of this sub-DAO, like in terms of like, yeah, connection, etc.
I mean, if you're holding, well, obviously you are holding DeGods. If you're an X Plus, you're holding a lot of them. So like the direct contact with the team is probably, I think, the biggest plus. Like just being able to talk to Frank and not be on like a Twitter Spaces with 1,000 other people competing for his attention. It's just like today we had like 30 people in there, and it's just like almost like a one-on-one vibe. So that's super valuable. We've also done some cool stuff like charitable stuff and helped out people in the community, not just financially, but also with information. So we're all going to launch. I think we already beta test launched a room where like Yuga and some other ETH blue chip guys can come in, have access to that room, and we can onboard them. So it's just, and then we can get information from them. Bored Ape guys come in, get information about DeGods. They know X Plus is the trusted source, and then in return, just naturally by talking to these people and building these connections, you end up getting your own alpha and your own benefits. So the list is endless, and you're going to make friends too. I mean, lifelong friends in X Plus as well. So you can't understate that.
Yeah. Are you going to NFT Paris or NFT New York?
Paris, I wish. New York is kind of my stomping ground, so I will be there. I will be in the D Hotel with the team.
Let's go.
See what that is. Yeah, so should be pretty bougie. Fun,
yeah. That's where we're gonna like make like long-term friends for sure. Like linked by the shoeies, man.
Are you going to NYC?
Both.
NYC?
I'm going both. Yeah, I could have missed like I could have missed like the hotel, and like I with the FOMO of last year, like I faded like the NFT NYC like 2022, not happening twice in a row, and with the hotel and stuff, like I saw the link for to book like the hotel. I click right away. I was there. Like I with my credit card ready to get that room first, man.
Yeah, dude, that's the power of DeGods. Like I said, I've been in crypto since 2018. Before people even knew what Bitcoin was. I'd never have been to a conference or a crypto event in my life. And this one, like you said, I just couldn't miss it. Like that. That's kind of the power of DeGods. Is like someone like me that would never go to an event like this is like not only going but like aping into the 2K package, and it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, but that's the irrationality of like NFTs, right? Because you don't put like the Bitcoin like a Bitcoin PFP on your Twitter, but like if you have a nice art and like you vibing with like the collection, then it's gonna be you, right? And you are your DeGod in a way, and your DeGod is you, and that's trick something in the brain that make you like crazy shit, like staying up late to book a fucking hotel.
100%, dude. Like when you go up to certain people and you're like, "Oh, I'm this PF," like I already know how it's gonna go down in New York. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, and they're gonna be like, "That's you? What the fuck?" Like, so yeah, it's very cool, and yeah, definitely the power of NFTs.
100%. Like question from VPIF: is there any girls in the X Plus DeGods? Are you aware of like any woman? I don't think so, right?
There's at least two. I won't.
Oh, two. Okay.
There's at least two. I know.
Nice. Okay, so two. That's
huge dating pool, guys. Dating pool.
Yeah. How many? So like on the Discord, I think we are like 100. So it's basically 2% female, which is not bad. Like for a crypto Discord.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it's better than zero, which is what you get with tokens. So NFTs they're up in females a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And and if we go like multi-chain, etc., maybe like the population or like will balance out a bit, because like by definition, like we are going to increase the number of holders and like with everything that's scheduled, hopefully. Or like swap some DeGods and stuff. So we're gonna have more holders and hopefully see balance it out a little bit more, so we can have even more fun on the Discord.
Yeah. Actually, I really do think females are going to play a big role in NFTs. Usually, I'm like the guy that says it's like kind of cringe. Like, we need more girls in this or that. It's like, well, what if they don't want to be in that? Like, why are you forcing them to? But with NFTs, like, it's something I've noticed, at least. I think a lot more girls do relate to them. I don't know why. You know, I can't speak for the girls, but I have noticed there's a lot more girls in NFTs than there was in. Sorry, I got an alert here. Trading alert never ends. There's a lot more girls in NFTs though than in crypto tokens. You know, there weren't too many girls getting into the ICOs in 2017. So
is the alert is like to buy, sell, or take profit, or is that a stop loss?
That was actually some kind of RSI overbought alert I got.
Oh, nice.
Something's extended. Something's pumping or dumping. I don't even know what.
You want to check? So you can buy another DeGods?
I got these alarms are going off like 24/7, man. Life of the
trader.
Shit. Like I said, it's not an easy life. It's not an easy life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so you can hear the alarm like while you sleep, and then you wake up to check your computer.
I used to do that when I was like really broke, just because I needed every like last penny I could get. But once I made a certain amount of money, I was like, I'm never sacrificing my sleep for an alarm. So I don't do the overnight alarms anymore, but 24/7 when I'm awake, pretty much.
Yeah. That's the grind mindset, man. But like, so you went to trading like when you had like you really needed the money, which is like even trickier, right? Because you trade differently when you need the money or when you use like extra cash, right? So man, like it's quite impressive that you pulled that out, man.
Oh yeah, it was devastating emotionally. I'm not gonna lie, because I was working construction. I pretty much hated my life, to be honest. Like I was slacked off in school. Did a lot of drugs. Didn't do anything my parents told me to do. Basically, listen to your kids. So I got trading though, and I was like, once I realized that I had enough of a knack for it, just to like make enough money to survive, I quit my job. And then that first year was like the most stressful year of my life, because every penny, you really can't take on a lot of risk. You have to be so careful because you're worried about losing your own. So thankful to be beyond that part of it, but that was brutal. And then to anyone that is interested in trading, like I would highly recommend not quitting your job. Learn how to trade with the job and then decide afterwards. Don't do what I did.
Yeah. No, it like I had like a couple of traders that came on the channel, and like the one I like really didn't like I like talk to like people who know what the fuck they're talking about, like not the fucking like TikTok traders, and all of them say like like it takes like discipline, it takes time, you're gonna burn your account, and like it's really like you said, it's not easy money, and it's a job, like, so you have to take it seriously. It's a business. It's not just like, you go on TikTok, you swap on Robinhood, and you make millions.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And there's a saying in poker, it's a hard way to make an easy living. And that's definitely true of trading too.
No, 100%. Another question from Ryan. Do you think X Plus would allow a combination of projects to let someone in DeGods plus BSL, for example? And we like to be exclusive, Ryan.
I mean, I highly doubt that. I think it's pretty much DeGod maxis. There was even talks about like, what if you have a certain amount of Utes, and even that idea got shut down. So I don't think we'll be adding other NFTs.
Do you hold any Utes?
I am probably underexposed to Utes. That's the one thing I'm underexposed to. I do have a few just in case, because like you can never fade Frank and the team. So just in case, I don't want to have no Utes, but I'm mostly in DeGods and Dust. I do think, there's going to be a time and a place to cycle out and move more into Utes. My opinion, not financial advice, is like right now it's kind of DeGod season, Dust season. And then there'll definitely be a time for Utes to shine too, though.
Yeah. And like, what would be like your price prediction post-bridge for DeGods?
My price prediction is tough. I mean, my real target for this year is to become the #2 NFT behind Bored Apes. And then I think by 2024, I think we will be the #1 NFT in the world. Exact price is hard to say because who knows what the rest of the market is doing. But yeah, I think we'll get to 50% of Bored Apes this year. So, if Bored Apes are whatever they are now, 120K, and DeGods are like 10K, I think there's a 5X this year coming.
I love it. You should do more prediction, bro.
That's a conservative number, to be honest. I could give you like the moon target, but my honest prediction is half of Bored Apes, which I think is totally reasonable. And that puts us like 60,000 floor.
Like the right now, like Bored Apes are like a 70 ETH, right, or a bit less maybe. So like 30 ETH end of year.
35 ETH, yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's cool. That's a nice number, man. I love it.
No, baby, yeah, that is very cool. I think it's
100%.
There's too much momentum, It's just too much momentum. The team is too sharp. Just it's too many things going in our direction, I think. Unless something really bad happens and there's like a derailment, but as long as things go the way they've been going, I think #2 NFT this year is bag.
Oh yeah, that could be a good question to ask ourselves. Like, what could be like the big fucked up that would completely wreck like the collection?
Bro, no joke. I think about this all the time because I have very heavy bags. And I mean, I always say, like, I don't want to jinx myself. Like, how could this go wrong? I got to start thinking, because that's part of trading, is you got to think about what happens when your idea doesn't work out. And for DeGods, it's like, the only way I see it failing is if like some really bad like FUD comes out about Kevin or Frank, like they did something horrible in their personal life, which I don't think that's going to happen. They seem like really solid guys. Or just like the whole market takes such a big shit that it's like impossible to overcome. Like Bitcoin goes to, under 10K or something.
Yeah.
That might be hard to overcome. But other than those two things, other than like a total collapse of crypto or like some kind of weird personal thing with Frank and Kevin, I just don't see how we're not at 60,000 this year, man. I just don't see it.
But I mean, like, even if Bitcoin goes to shitty level, like it's just going to delay like the next NFT season, right? But like, instead of like 2023, 2024 or 2025, it's gonna be 2030, right? 2030. But maybe the regulation, like if they start to say, you can't hold crypto anymore in the US, that would be a giant fucked up. But other than that, like they proved us during the last almost 2 years that they are like top dogs in the term of execution and stuff, and they can like come back from everything, right? So it's almost an easy bet.
Yeah, the regulation thing too, but luckily, with dust being fairly distributed, I think we're pretty covered there. And then NFTs, the government moves slow, so they're like just starting to come down on tokens from like 5 years ago. So I'm hoping they don't pay too much attention to NFTs for at least a year or two.
I mean, they need to understand what the fuck it is and like how it works. You can trade like Panini cards or like football cards. What the fuck, man? Just internet magic money, right?
Yeah. The government's pretty lost, thankfully, so I'm banking on that. But I mean, other than those, you always have to look at the risks, but like those risks, they're definitely there. Nothing's a guarantee. But
100%.
I think those risks are pretty small compared to, the upside is just could be life-changing. So that's my narrative.
And do you have like a strategy to de-risk yourself? Or like you just ride it until the end?
I have sold DeGods throughout my journey. The only DeGod I've never sold is my PFP, but I've bought and sold. I sold at one point. I had second biggest USD sale of like 80,000. This was like way back in the first like big pump up. So I mean, look, there are times where I've taken profit, but luckily, that 80,000 that I sold that one DeGod for, I bought back 6 DeGods at the bottom. That's nice. Again, that's the beauty of being a trader. Long term though, I don't think I'll ever live a day without a DeGod. I think I'll always want to be part of the community in some way. So will I always have 10 DeGods? Probably not, but I always will have at least one for sure.
Yeah, no, like something like I have like now that I have placed DeGods place like that, I can sell them. And like I need at least three, but same thing. I can sell my stock. That's too like again the irrational attachment of those NFTs and this community. It make you like crazy things in a way. But then at the end of the day, like the more you wait and the more that shit goes up. So you're right.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I turned down 120K for my PFP, and that's a lot of money to me. Like, I do okay, but I'm not rich to where that's like nothing. I don't have that kind of money. I turned it down. I turned it down multiple times actually, and I never even counter offered. Like, I was just like, no, I'm not selling my PFP for under like a house, And a lot of people laughed at me when I did that, and then everything crashed, blah blah blah. But now we're almost back up to those levels again, and I think the holders, the guys that don't sell and hold their DeGods, I think they're going to get the last laugh this year.
Oh, 100%. And like, what would you say like the profile of the people in the X Plus community is like? Is that like a lot of like rich money guys that hedge fund trade like hedge fund like massive like Silicon Valley engineers like traders, or there's like a lot of like social economic profiles?
I think it's actually a great mix. I mean, there's some people like me that are more like grinders, came from nothing. I only have 11 DeGods, and then there's, there's legends like Soul Big Brain and Free Lunch Capital in there. They got, 150 DeGods or whatever crazy stuff they have. NFT doctor, I don't know. He's a real doctor. He's like an actual doctor. So you have some other people. Got entrepreneurs. I know CBD Genesis is an entrepreneur. He has a bunch of small businesses. I'm pretty sure the founder, Mav, is an entrepreneur too. So there's a mix of degens, entrepreneurs, rich guys, middle class. I think it's actually a really surprisingly good mix of everything.
Yeah. And that's also what's crazy with like NFT and like the run we had like in the last 2 years, right? Because again, like you have people who minted DeGod, like again, like even myself, right? Like minted like 20 DeGod and then like bought like when we launched on Alpha Art to reach like 40 DeGod and shit like that. That's life-changing money, like for real at that stage, right? And the fact that we can all hang out on Discord and enjoy a good time in the same hotel, like at NFT NYC, this is crazy. Like you don't see that kind of effect happening in any other like investment vehicle. Like you don't have a gold hotel, like a gold hotel events, and where like people who get rich with gold like meet each other or at least talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like the community aspect of it, of the NFT, it's like madness.
Yeah, man. It's like you're not going and hanging out with the Microsoft. You own some Microsoft stock and you're meeting up with all of them. I mean, so yeah, NFTs and making a bag, making friends. Yeah, I mean, it really, and it's crazy. When 2 years ago, I was a right-click saver. I did not believe in NFTs at all, and now it's such a big part of my life. So it's pretty cool.
And so, what makes you shift? Like, what was the click? Is that the DeGod community by itself, or like the what you see on the market?
Yeah. Even when I was doing the other mints, I was just like trying to flip them for a couple bucks, like most people were trying to, make 5 Sol, And then when DeGods came around, man, like I said, I can't quite explain why. I just felt it in my bones. I'm like, something different about this. And then, we had our rough patch in the beginning, and I held on. And now it's just this great community. I've already met a lot of people that I consider friends. And like I said, I'm really not the kind of guy that meets a lot of people online. I'm very blessed that I have a lot of IRL friends. But DeGods, man, it's just like there's so many cool people. It's just it's something very special. And for people outside the community, like, because a lot of times I think people misjudge us. DeGods community, once you're in there, we're not like these, whatever misconceptions there are. It's actually probably some of the nicest people I've ever met. So very blessed to be part of it.
Yeah, and like, why do you think like the outsiders of the community have this image on like the DeGods members? Like, what happened?
I think a lot of it is cope and jealousy, to be honest. I think a lot of people, they held the wrong project, and then DeGods kind of came along and flipped them, and now they're like, oh, fuck DeGods, And then the ETH bridge, that didn't help either because people have chain loyalty.
Yeah.
But the thing about the ETH bridge and even the Polygon stuff is, but they're doing what's best for the holders. They're not doing what's best for Solana, which I guess that does upset some people. But Frank is not the CEO of Solana. He's the CEO of D Labs and DeGods, and so me, I love what they're doing, and I could see how we'd make some enemies along the way. But I think a lot of that is just a misconception.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Because like again, it's like if they were like part of the community, they would like love what the Dust Lab is doing every day, right? So it's kind of tricky. Like, have you even like see any like valid critics on crypto Twitter about like Dust Lab move and stuff like that, or just like nonsense?
What do I think of the critics?
Yeah, like have you ever seen any good critics or good feedback on crypto Twitter from someone outside of the community on any move, like again, like the migration or like the slab white paper at the time, the dust white paper, something like that. So any move on Dust Lab?
I think there's probably a ton of fair criticism. I'm pretty well known in the community actually for being the guy that like I openly criticize the team, or like because I very I went on a rant against royalties when they said they want to bring back royalties, and I tried so hard to get them not to do it or to make the royalty lower, and I probably have lost that battle, but that's okay. They they heard me out and they listened to me, and that's one of the cool things about the DeGods team. So yeah, there's criticism. I mean, I do think it's a dangerous game to, go so full cult mode where you just agree with everything the founder does, because then they're not getting any pushback and they're not getting any real feedback. So I'm a big believer that, I don't think Frank's perfect or Kevin's perfect, but I do think their heart's in the right place, and I do think
so close
overall, and the overall direction is in the right place. So I probably criticize the team more than damn near any holder, but I'm still holding because I have a lot of faith in those guys and a lot of faith in what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a nice like it's an interesting paradox because like you give like feedback, but you also trust the execution of the team, right? And it's for me it's kind of also like tricky to give feedback on something that you don't have all of the parameters that they have on their side, because they have access to more people and like the ecosystem in general, and even like experience, execution, etc. So like holders and even like non-holders can give an interesting point of view that's gonna help the team in a way. That's a hard exercise to do for the and that's what we are also doing like not quite well. I don't know if it's quite well, but we'll try to do with like the X plus Sub-DAO.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to go sometimes criticize because we only have incomplete information, but X Plus definitely helps bridge that gap too. I mean, there's some stuff that they can't talk about even in X Plus, but we get a little bit of extra information and fill in the gaps, and then they get feedback from us, and then they kind of give us feedback and marching orders on how we can help the project. And when you have the community and the team working together, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and on that point, like, what would you say to the people who consider that as insider trading in a way, where if like we have like more information than the rest of the community, is that like beneficial in the whole, like in the grand picture, or is that like fighting against like the small holders and like retailers in a way?
Yeah, I know that's a concern. Like, there's a lot of rumors about Dust or us getting insider info. It's really not insider info. Like when we say alpha, it's not like Frank's telling us some like grand plan, like this is going to come out on this day and we're going to do this on this day. It's not that kind of thing. It's more just like filling in the gaps, answering questions, and like I said, usually when you talk to Frank, it's 800 people on a Spaces. If you're lucky to even get called up, you get like 30 seconds. He gives the answer, and then they're on to the next guy. So when I say alpha, it's not like we're getting this crazy insider info where like oh, we're gonna do this and dump it on everyone else. It's not like that. It's
Yeah.
more just the one-on-one communication. You're able to go back and forth. You're able to kind of fill in the gaps a little bit better. So that's more what the alpha is. The alpha is not like, you know, them giving us quote unquote insider information so we can dump on retail, because that would go against, you know, we're the biggest holders. Like, why would we even want
exactly.
to do that? That wouldn't benefit us in the long run. It wouldn't benefit the team in the long run. So not only do we not do that in X Plus, I know a lot of people do think that. We don't do that kind of thing in X Plus. And even if we, you know, had the ability to, I don't think it would make any sense strategically, because for us to win, for the guys with 10 DeGods to win, the guy with 1 DeGod has to win too. You know, it's all about aligned incentives. If my bags are pumping, then his bags are pumping too.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, like, with all of the question that we have for the Frank and Kevin, like, we definitely don't have the alpha, and like, we don't have like insider information. We have too many questions.
Yeah. I wish we had the insider info. They're always asking for more, and then we got a couple breadcrumbs here and there, but it's definitely not. I know, I guess I know that's a misconception. I know people think of like, oh, we're pumping dumping dust. You should see the dust room in X Plus. It's all of us talking about how can we diamond hand? Like, it's gonna be so hard not to sell. How can we make sure we don't sell before 10? Don't sell before 100. Like, the last thing we're talking about is like dumping. Like, we're talking about adding and like how strategies on how to diamond hand. So and that's like the honest truth. Like, we're all in there talking about how we're gonna hold our bags to Valhalla.
Exactly. And like the only way to see it is to get to 10 DeGods, right? And like for a small portfolio, or someone who missed like DeGod like 2 years ago, and he didn't have our luck to mint them, what would be the strategy to be part of the Dust Lab ecosystem, and like to avoid like Ryan? I know Ryan has a huge FOMO of Dust Lab. So yeah, what would you tell him to do to have less FOMO, but like still getting exposed to the Dust Lab ecosystem?
The first thing I tell people, not financial advice, of course, but this is what I actually have personally done and what I would do if I was someone else, is if you have any other NFTs, I know you might have an emotional attachment to them, but I would dump that bag into, unless they're Yuga assets maybe, but otherwise I would just dump it into whatever you can afford. And if you can't even afford a Ute, you know, maybe buy some dust. If you can't afford a DeGod, buy a Ute. My top priority would always be to get 1 DeGod and then kind of go from there. But if you're priced out of that, I mean, you can buy $1 dust, and I think a Ute's, you know, whatever it is, $2,000, $3,000. So that's the starting point. The goal should always be to have at least 1 DeGod, though. Just getting in the regular DDAO, you know, it's just memeing, joking around, and just a lot of cool people in there. I've met a handful of people that I consider friends for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, like, and use the advantage that you have from the DDAO, like to have access to exclusive whitelist and stuff like that, and even like almost like flipping your way up to a DeGod, like, which is like the biggest project on Solana, and tomorrow everywhere.
Yeah, tomorrow everywhere. And I mean, if you can flip your way up, I know people that flip their way up from 1 DeGod. I think NFT Doctor actually, who has like 20 grails now. I think he said he started with like 1 DeGod or something, which is insane.
Fuck's sake.
I don't know how the hell he pulled that off, but it is possible if you grind out, buy, sell, trade. But yeah, I mean, TLDR, I would sell all my other assets. Like, I have no crypto, I have no Sol, no ETH, no Bitcoin. I have no other NFTs. Like, and that's like not even. If I see some other NFT pump, like I don't even get FOMO. I don't even get tempted. Like, it's just, to me, I'm laser focused on the long-term vision of DeGods. I don't care about some pump and dump. And the reality is, you know, you see the 100x and you get the FOMO that you missed it. But the real truth is, anyone who got that 100x probably lost out on, you know, 100 other failed mints or failed pumps first to get that one. And I would just rather focus on the thing that I'm 99% sure is going to go up, rather than try to hit the lottery on some 100x, you know, scam mint or whatever.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, like the Dust Lab team, like, make it easy to be focused and like hold for the long term, which is make the whole bet like easier than, again, what you said, chasing new NFT that gonna flip into rugs. So yeah, Oh, 100%. That's a good strategy. So yeah, start with Dust, get a youth, and then get a DeGod and try to be an NFT doctor. You need to open like a alpha call to explain this strategy like to people to get to 20 DeGods from one.
He could teach classes on how to flip NFTs, man. That's not my thing. I'm like the long-term swing trader on NFTs, like I said. The one I sold for 80K, I bought for like 2K or something. And then I'm like, okay, 2K, 80K, that's enough for me. But I'm not in there in buy sell trade every day or anything like that. But some people, hey man, talk to NFT doctor, talk to a couple of those savages in there might be able to help you.
Yeah. 100%. Like, yeah, okay, another comment from Ryan. Like, mints are like dating app on chain, always looking for the next big thing. Which is kind of true, but like, yeah, it's a risky game, right? Like, you never know what you're gonna end up with.
It's okay, yeah, mints are like a dating app on chain, yeah. And being in DeGods is like being married.
and not getting divorced anytime soon. No need for any contract. No need for prenups.
Yeah, hot wife, super cool. Yeah, that's DeGods.
Exactly. And like, what would you think? What are we missing in like the DeGods community, and even more specifically for the X Plus Sub-DAO? What piece are we missing right now?
Oh wow, that's a good question. What are we missing? And we got a lot.
One of it is floor price.
Yeah, I mean, higher floor price would be good. Apes would be good. You know, I mean, everyone wants to know like what are the points going to be. You know, love to get that stuff. Like the delays is kind of built into the brand at this point, but I don't think we're comparing really. I mean, just maybe some more activity and a community involvement, but I think we're 90% in the right direction.
Yeah. Do you think we will be an ETH project by the time we are going to meet at NFT NYC, which is in April?
I know. Frank says yes. They keep saying Q1. Now, usually Q1 2023 means like Q4 2026 with the DeGods.
Yeah.
Frank seems confident. I think he wants to get it done before NYC, so I hope we are.
Yeah.
It's one of the few times where every time you ask Frank now, instead of saying like I don't know, we're gonna try, he says yes. So I think the bridge is pretty much in the bank, and then the artwork upgrade, the season 3 artwork, that might end up being a little delay as always, but I think we'll be on ETH. I think we'll be on ETH for New York.
Yeah. That's gonna be and we can like vibe with our Penji Penguins friends now because we will be on the same chain.
Yep, we're gonna party with the Pudgies, party with the DeGods. That hotel, 2 floors.
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild, man. Yeah,
Frank and the whole team, X Plus. Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
No, 100%. Another like Ryan, I love you. Like, keep commenting. Anyone from the chat, keep commenting too. Like, we take your question, like the good ones. But like, one thing about like youths, the Sub-DAOs, that there are only a few are really taking off. What do you think? What it takes to lead a Sub-DAO, and do you think it's hard for people to take ownership? And even like I will like add to this question, like, we don't have like a huge, except the Mikey DeGods Sub-DAO, like we don't see like this culture into the DeGod. Do you think it's like not a requirement, but like a nice feature of the collection to have that kind of Sub-DAOs? Or is that an experiment that don't really works? Because like, again, like there is not a lot of Sub-DAOs that works with youth.
Yeah, a lot of them are inactive. I know the team is wanting to kind of do version 2 of clubs and make that a better experience. I mean, I think the key, one of the main keys, is having a leader that's super committed. In X Plus, we have this guy named Mav who's another guy, like, you know, me and him disagreed on tons of stuff, but you know, we're willing to just go back and forth and hear each other out, and we're both super active and we're both super passionate. That's what really matters. You know, you're never going to agree with everybody on everything. So having a leader that's active and gives a shit, that's really important. We have that with Mav and X Plus. Like, he's every day just trying to make the community better, drive value to X Plus, drive value to DeGods, drive value to Dust. So having a leader that really cares like Mav, I mean, it's hard to find because that guy is one of a kind. But Mick Utes is another one that caught on, and I think what's going to end up happening with these clubs is there's going to be a consolidation. You kind of saw that with the Mythic skins. They used to be like a Radio DAO and a Nebula DAO and whatever else, and now they combine it to be all the Mythic skins. I think eventually you'll end up having maybe all the Mythic traits be in one DAO, because that's part of the problem too, is if they're too small and segregated, then they just become inactive. So I think what you're going to see on the Utes clubs is a lot of consolidation. And then on the DeGods side, it's going to be maybe more of the exclusive stuff like X Plus that brings the most value, the small, very active group.
Yeah. I mean, like it's getting tricky to have like small communities, because by definition you can't make that crazy much noise except like a selected few, I guess, on Twitter, and then like your branding is not like noticed by the people. So people don't even know there is like a sub-DAO about like XYZ trait, right? So, and then like you need to understand what they're building, etc., etc. So it's something really special and like hard to pull off. But like even maybe it's better to work for a sub-DAO and like implement a sub-DAO than trying to launch your own project. Like maybe there is a play there, like for people who want to start something in Web3, instead of like launching the 1000s I don't know, like a betting casino or like a swap, whatever. Just try to push something in the sub-DAO and make it happen. That could be an interesting play.
Yeah, I think Frank wants the clubs to kind of move in that direction too. Like you said, instead of spreading yourself out into something else, do something special with the DAO. I know the nouns. I'm not in there, so I don't know what they're actually doing, but they seem like they got something going on. They seem super active, and they're keeping their floor price up, so they're doing something right. I know. I forget who it was. They actually launched some like weird necklace. I forget who launched it. But it was like an NFT that you could add on to your Ute, and then it would actually give you access to like McUtes and a couple of other rooms.
That's cool.
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for that, and that keeps people interested too. Because a lot of it is like, how many chat rooms are you really going to go into every day? If you're in 10 clubs, you're not going to check in on every 10 every day. You're only going to check in on maybe 1 or 2. So
no, 100%. 100%. Like we have Ride in the comments, which is who is like a DeGod founder. Yeah, it's hard running a sub-DAO, constantly providing value for your holders. It's not an easy task. Yeah, but that's why it's really close to like an NFT founder, right? Like you have to think about your holders, and it's definitely not an easy job to take. And it's even harder maybe for a sub-DAO because you don't have the fund that from the mint, right? Because you didn't mint it. So yeah, it's definitely tricky. And right, can you like explain, like tell us what you have done as like the DeGods founders? Like what kind of value did you provide until now to your holders? That could be an interesting conversation. And like this sub-collection, like I think these sub-DAOs are like interesting move anyway, because like with the DeGods, like the Mikeys like provide like huge set up a huge experiment that works pretty well, like with like what I've done with the menu, and like stacking. You can stake like your menu and you get dust, and at the end of the day they end up with like 11 DeGod, I think, like that farm does for like the Mikey's community, which is massive. It's crazy.
Yeah, Mickey's definitely like the number one community DAO guy. I mean, those guys just took off. I'm not sure who like the main people running that are, but yeah, they pulled it off, raised a bunch of money. Yeah, again, it comes down to leadership and keeping attention, and that's the hard part. Yeah. Luckily in X Plus we have the leadership, and because the community is so aligned, like our incentives are so aligned, makes it a little easier for X Plus to be active. But for these other sub-DAOs, like Ride mentioned, doing DeGods, founding DeGods.
Yeah,
I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe at some point, you sort of combine with a couple of these other sub-DAOs that aren't as active and see if you can become active, kind of like the Radio Skins did. just letting in all the mythic skins, and now I think they're a lot more active than they used to be. So that might be the end game.
That's cool. Yeah, and like even like for the X Plus, like the more stuff we do, like and the more like the more we're making ourselves like noticeable by by like crypto Twitter, the more like people want to join us, and to join us, then you have to buy like a DeGod, a Youth, or whatever, and like then you find your sub communities and you move in the same direction. So it's fundamental, I think, to push those sub collection, because like it's basically making like your community members working for like the collection, and you have like, instead of having like 10 guys in the room, you now have like 4,000 people working in the same direction, like to pump the floor price and like develop the full ecosystem. And that's why like Dust is like the most used utility token, right? Because people who develop products with Dust without like the permission of the team, right? And a lot of those products came out straight from the holders. So yeah, those like community movement are like fascinating to see.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dust is another thing. I'm a big fan. I'm a big Dust guy, so we could go down that road too.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, what? How do you think like Dust playing like cross chain? How do you think that's gonna work? Because are they going to increase like the supply of Dust, and we will have like 33 million Dust on each chain, and then like if you have 10K Dust on ETH, you don't have it on Solana, or is that like just one-way road? Like, do we know about that?
The details are a little murky, but I think the plan is to be multi-chain. They're definitely not going to add more Dust. So like the 33 million is what it is. And then how they end up wormholing what percentage to ETH versus what percentage ends up staying on Sol, I don't know. I think the end goal though is to be mostly ERC20, because that's where the liquidity is. So that's something I'm still bullish on. Emissions are ending in 5 days now, 4 or 5 days now. And with the stake unstaking fee and the emissions ending, Dust goes from an inflationary asset to a deflationary asset overnight, basically. So that alone is very exciting. And I know, there's other plans that the team they never can talk about, but I do believe that they have other plans. And even if they never did anything on Dust ever again, which I think they will, but even if they didn't. Just the stake unstaking is constant buy pressure, and there's no more free Dust going out. So there's no more, free sell pressure starting in like 4 days. So just that dynamic alone makes me bullish.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be insane. And like you can be certain like they will keep developing products around Dust to make us like use our like lovely bag on XYZ, like a product, SaaS product, or like merch, even more merch. Do you have merch? Did you buy the merch with Dust?
The what?
The merch, like the sweat, like the hoodies and stuff?
I didn't. I'm kind of jealous because I have that Utes hoodie, the one that Embroidery Boy made. Which is funny because I don't even have that many Utes. I never bought the DeGods merch because I was like, it's just a black hoodie with the logo. But now when I see people with that hoodie, I'm like, fuck, I kind of want that hoodie. It kind of slaps. So I got to get my hands on. That black DeGods hoodie ASAP.
Bro, you can show up to NFT NYC with like without a DeGod merch. Or maybe it's gonna be in the welcome pack.
I don't have the D. I got between now and April. I got a worst case scenario. I'll wear the Utes hoodie, but I got to get the DeGods.
That works.
I love that black hoodie. That black hoodie slaps, man. It really does.
Yeah. It just a bit big, but that we fucked up some shit.
We tried some shit, tried some new shit. I heard they were like 2 sizes too big. But
like I think like the provider fucked up. Like basically, if you order medium, you get a L, and large XL, whatever.
Yeah, I remember hearing that drama. But, hoodies are meant to be big. It's all right as long as you can get the pants or something. Then I think you're good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's for the culture anyway. Like you get some style. It's comfy.
We're gonna get some kind of welcome package.
Yes.
For the hotel. Remember they were asking for our shoe size and our pants size.
Exactly.
So I think they're gonna deck us out anyway.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I will need to buy an extra luggage to bring everything that's gonna put in this little welcome package, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, man.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. Yeah, I still can't believe it's 2 months away. That's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, yeah, and like having some room for like extra shoes, because we're gonna get like some swap issues with beers, that's for sure.
Dude, the
3
shoes
days of shoes, man.
Yeah, that's why they asked. They're like, okay, we got to provide them with some fresh shoes they could do shoeies out of. Yeah, I was thinking, like, what shoes are they gonna get us? Like, are they gonna buy me like a new pair of J's or something?
Yeah.
But maybe it'll be some kind of like bullshit shoe that's like meant for shoeies or something.
That's gonna be dope, man.
There's gonna be a lot of shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, so like we have like we are at the 1 hour mark, so yeah, good job, man. I hope like we gave like the a better idea of like the X Plus DAO and like Sub-DAO and the community by itself. Like if the chat have like, if you have more idea like questions for us like about the X Plus, feel free to shoot up. But otherwise, like we can wrap up. I don't want to take more of your time, and you have to go back to Discord and like give even more feedback to the team, right?
Yeah, I gotta go back to getting holder value back in
exactly. Yeah, I still have like go for it.
I was gonna say, in conclusion, like anyone that does have questions about X Plus, like feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Like my DMs are open on Twitter, my DMs are open on Discord. If you got any questions, like I'm sitting around the computer most of the day anyway, so feel free to hit me up. And this flew by, man. I really appreciate you having me on. It was actually a lot of fun.
It was definitely a pleasure, man. Oh yeah, man, I have to ask you, why this handle on Twitter? Like, what happened? Like,
okay, so the handle on Twitter, there's really no great story. I just I never liked my Twitter handle name. I could never come up with something good. So I kind of just said, screw it. I'm going to slam the keyboard, random numbers, and then I don't know how to end up on there. There's no special story. And then I started doing spaces and stuff, and people were like, you got to change your name. And then I'm like, yeah, man, I do have to change my name because this is, people are like calling up, okay, 1443. But now it's kind of like a meme. Like now it's kind of like part of the brand.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't change it. But yeah, no special story there. Just I just couldn't think of anything, and now it's kind of like a meme. So
or even like missing a DeGod. Like so you really suck at Twitter handles plus like Discord handle too, because missing a DeGod, don't we all of us missing a DeGod at some point in our life anyway?
Well, so that one actually has a better story. So I was never a Discord guy. And if you're an OG and you remember the DeGods marketplace that came out, they had their own marketplace after the mint, and it crashed like right away. And you got like some people got their DeGods trapped inside the marketplace. So I made a Discord just to go into DDAO and try to get my DeGod back. And so I made it missing a God because I was missing my DeGod. And that's the lore there. I was just trying to get my DeGod back.
Makes sense.
Only the OGs will remember, but in the very beginning of DeGods, they're like, we're gonna have our own marketplace. That marketplace like crashed within 5 minutes. So anyone that put their DeGods on there, they had to get them back like one by one. So that's the story behind that. Missing a God was because I was actually missing a God that I was trying to get.
Okay, makes sense. That's a nice story, man. Like, and that's a story you can tell like to your next generation, like your kid and stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah, I had to keep it because I was like, because I tell people that every once in a while someone asks me what does that mean, and I'm like, all right, at least I have a cool story for this one.
I know it's on YouTube, so I can like you can report that story to this video and even the short.
Yeah, I don't ever have to tell it again.
Yeah, man. Like, okay, go for it.
I got it back. No, I was just gonna say I did eventually get that DeGod back. So.
Yes, like the team didn't like steal a DeGod from you, like there. No, did they remint it? No, yeah.
It was hard to get it back. Some people waited weeks to get it back. So,
Yes, but that was a fun time. That's what makes us like the D family, right?
Exactly, and that's by the way, we're talking about community. Maybe this will be like a good endpoint, but that all of like the BS that we went through together, like all the people doubting us and crapping all over us and just, you guys suck. You failed at this. Frank delayed that, blah, blah, blah. And it all just brought us closer together. And that's definitely part of what makes, like you said, that's what makes us the D family, is that we went through all of these mistakes and all, got memed and trolled. And the end result was we ended up on top. So I think that's going to happen again on ETH.
Yeah. Same. There is no better way to wrap up the conversation, man. Like, that's a nice way to hand it up back. Bored Ape, we're coming for ya.
We're coming, baby. Yeah, much appreciated, man. Seriously, it's super fun talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for commenting on chat and watching this video live. Again, subscribe to the channel because it's gonna be mandatory for upcoming mint. And hopefully, Mike, you're gonna mint our collection because you're not part of the history. And also, I will send you the thumbnail of this live, and you will be the owner of this live, and you will get a part of the revenue generated from this stream, which is gonna be 0. But just for the idea, the concept of it.
0 is good. I'll mint it just to be part of this. Just to be part of history.
Exactly. Again, so thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel. Try to buy a DeGod. Financial advice. Or buy Dust, buy a youth, be exposed to the Dust Lab ecosystem. And we will see you in the next live. And again, and follow Missing a DeGod. So it's 14 34 34 598 and on Twitter. Link in the description. Thank you so much again. And I will see you on the DAO Discord and X Plus community. See ya.